Hey guys, Laz here, or Goji69 here. This is filmed after I did the whole filming of the review, but this will be in the beginning of the video. I go into quite a ramble in this video, and I actually genuinely reflect upon my channel. It's been 5.5 years. And I also say it there, I'm gonna say it here as well. There will be no videos in the week of Thanksgiving holiday, at least for here in the States, because it's a time to celebrate, to be with family, all that fun stuff. You guys celebrate any holidays? Oh, whatever, go celebrate, have fun, be with family. I say this in more detail in the end of the video, but I just feel like I should point it out here just so y'all are ready in case I start to sound a little more sentimental. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys next month in December. Be ready to upload and try to get some more videos out before the end of the year. And yeah, I might even do a top 10 or something like that at the end of the year, or if next year to start. Who knows? All right, without further ado, I'm gonna send you to the video. Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Goji Reviews, and today, dear God, this guy is huge. I literally took this figure out of the box. I was like, bro, you're huge. But anywho, let me just adjust the camera. We're gonna be taking a look at Star Optimus Prime. I hate that name so much. And there's dust on the box. I hate that. For all intents and purposes, I think I'm just gonna call him Star Convoy, just to make my life easier. But here's a big old box. You can see all the other primes so far behind him. The Zodiac, as it's called. The truck mode, base mode, which is just him doing the splits. The primes. He's the 13th. Here's a really cool shot of him, even though I had to tilt the box at an angle. Here's everything he can do and everything he comes with. He goes with a Micromaster. All that stuff, all the blast effects and everything. Fun fact, with the exception of the big gun, that is pictured right there, you can actually store everything in his legs. I don't get why you would do that, but that's pretty cool. Also, Hot Rod could ride inside him, though I don't think you can close that, just because Hot Rod's kind of big for a Micromaster. Then here's the artifact. And now, we move him. We'll move the box. And then, this guy is hefty. He's hefty. And you're gonna notice one thing right away. His eyes are not that bright with the actual toy. The secret? Yeah, I just painted it. I just painted the eyes because I'll put up a comparison right here, like on this side where my hand is. And you're gonna see really quick that the figure relied on light piping. But then if you just, right there, that little bit of transparent plastic was all the light piping he had to work with. So that was not gonna fly by me. And we're starting in bot mode just because it's the most convenient. All the details you see in here, everything this dude is chonktastic. He feels solid. Yeah, that's all the parts jiggling. Bro is a brick. Bro is a solid brick, like the original toy, from what I understand, and I am all for it. Not much in terms of articulation with this figure. Granted, it's a lot better than the original toy. So, on that note, head is on a swivel. It's on a ball joint, so no, you can't do funny tilts. Because of the way the transformation works, you can make his head look down. Looks awkward like that, though. Eyes, I'm so proud of the paint job I did. I like that. Arms can, if you fold this down, go out that far. You hear that? That is like Transformers Cybertron or like Energon Armada type of ratchets. Oh yeah. Well, over here, bicep swivel, elbow 90 degrees. Wrists can swivel. Not a 3. Can he do 300? Oh, he can do 300. Cool. And then opening fingers. I think another really cool thing about him is his waist. Oh, those ratchets are beautiful. And then people don't like this whole ordeal, but I don't care. I honestly don't give a damn. I'm gonna move the leg skirt down. Oh, that's beautiful. It's heavy, but you can do it. You can have him kick forward that far. I'm happy the gun hit him. Without showing the knee joint, you can go back all the way that far. And let me just move his arm out of the way. You can do that. Thigh swivel, nice and solid. You got slightly under 90, but that's a chunky leg. Oh god, this dude is chunk-tastic. I just knocked the camera with the gun and it fell off. All right, cool. Let me just straighten him out a little bit. All right. And basically at this point, last thing he's got, I'll show it on this foot. Besides thigh swivel and all that, it's just a neat little ankle rocker. Nothing too crazy. It's pretty solid overall. Yeah, no. How do I describe this guy without saying he's big? I mean, you're looking at him right now. And he's feature rich too. Something we're going to do is spread his arms out. And we're going to lay him down. Just because it is frankly easier to do this while he's lying down. Okay. Like that. You already see what I mean. So what you want to do here is just unpeg all of this. It's going to be on an arm. You move it out of the way. Same thing with this side. Unpeg, like so. Oh, you might get it off the hinge joint, but it's a nice little peg. You'll be fine. And then the magic. Yeah. And then you can, this takes a bit of effort, but you can do it. Here. Come on. Yeah, it's pretty snug, all things considered. There we go. Got the little trick. And you hear our little friend is in there. Along with some blast effects. I forgot, I stored some of those blast effects in there. We'll go to those in a bit. But here's a little truck. Hot rod can fit in here. Lit truck. And the hot rod. Which is, from what I understand, the core class hot rod kind of sucks ass compared to this one. This one's a lot nicer. And then on the other leg, because we're here, we'll go over accessories anyways. All of the blast effects, or most of them anyways, are here. Got this big blue boy for the gun, although I use it for the sword sometimes. Got, let me just grab the tips. Just a tip is all you need. Got these Jetfire-esque blast effects. And then these, you get the, I believe this was Omega Supreme. Omega Supreme was the first one to have this type of blast effect. Get 2 extra tips for like a firing cannon. Another gun. Which I think it's mostly like a turret piece. You could do it like that, one knot. You can fold it back up. Like so for a big peg. I think that's for truck mode too. And then you get this little thing, which we'll show in a minute. Nice and solid. I love it. I am a big fan of how this figure was handled. Let me just lock these in like so. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just simply beautiful. Oh boy. This guy is a workout. Let's start with the biggest accessory he comes with. The gun. His ion blaster. The star cannon or whatever. Star destroyer. Is that copyright? I don't know. I don't care. Fun little fact. You see the little blue thing here? Let me just, let me find a way to get it out. because there's a little bullet. That flew out. I don't know if the camera caught that. I don't think so. But, yeah, it's a tiny little bullet. I think it's for a single comic panel or, like, manga panel. And then you could just, fit it in. I'm never taking it out. Big boy, tiny peg, but that's because of the way his hand works. Let's, tilt the camera down a little bit. And let's look at it from here. You're gonna notice right here, there's a little slot. That's specifically for this gun. And then everything is secure. Surprisingly so. I thought he was going to have what Jobby the Hunk calls the bitch grip. Thankfully, that's not the case. Thankfully, that is not the case. And because his hands are basically your standard fare 5mm port, you could hold this thing, which looks like you could store it in here as a gun. And have a tiny-ass blaster, but you're supposed to hold it like this. Kind of looks like the Matrix of Leadership when you think about it. And then, basically, per the box, you take this blaster effect, the Omega Supreme one, plug it in, raise his arm a tiny bit, plug it in. Like, don't miss. There we go. And then you got the dinkiest flame sword in existence. I'm sure DNA Design is going to come up with something that's a lot better than what we've going on here. I'm pretty sure they're going to have something a lot better. But personally, in terms of blast effects, what I like to do, if I'm not using the gun, is actually I take the blue blast effect. Looks still dinky. It looks also phallic shaped. But it looks a little more mighty. Because it's like the whole kind of like a lightsaber thing going on. Also, while we're here, he can't hold the other gun. Again, that looks really dinky in his hands. But, he can hold it. I don't think that's intended. I don't think you're supposed to have him hold this, but he can anyway. And speaking of blast effects while we're here, of course the big guy, the BFG can hold it too. And because it's appropriate this way, let's get the barrel out. Let's get the big blue blast effect out. There we go. Oh, the BFG with the BF blast. Oh, I love this thing too much. I love it way too much. Oh boy. And then he's got two more guns, you probably noticed, on his shoulders. Those are more for base mode, but they are here. They take blast effects as well. We'll show that in the base mode when we get to it. Albeit, the base mode's my least favorite thing, just because it's a rudimentary. It's just a basic base mode. How do I say it? Rudimentary? I don't know. I can't English. But yeah, another feature is actually his chest opens. Like that. And then you can open this part out. And then you can take it out. It's kind of tight, but you can take out the little Zodiac. It's a cool little piece. He can hold it in his hand, of course. You can have him hold it for the sake of presentation. And right there. I don't know the full story behind Star Convoy, but pretty much Big Prime. And from what I can understand, at least per the box, per the details I was able to look online, supposedly this was Optimus Prime before he became Optimus Prime. Before it became Orion Pax, it became another Optimus Prime. This is like his ultimate form or something like that. I don't know. That's like the most badass backstory though, in my opinion. Anywho, let's get to Hot Rod. Our boy Hot Rod looks really damn cool, honestly. It's your Micromaster. He's not gonna do too much. Whee! Can't really scale to anyone, to my knowledge, but at least he scales well with Prime, and that's all you really need to do. Transformation, I'm not even going to do a whole segment because it's just so easy. Just untab these little areas, and then you can pull the chest down. There you go. Got the little elbows already. Got everything else here. Fold these down to make the feet. And there you go. No weapons for him to hold or anything like that. Pretty rudimentary. Pretty basic. Arms 360, elbows, because they're all ball joints, legs that far, forward, back, knee bend, and no real like pivot. But that's not the whole point of this figure. It's supposed to be gimmicky. It's supposed to fit in, you know, be pretty cool. I don't think you can actually get him to sit in Prime and close the chest down. Let's raise the camera, do this. You can get him, you can finagle him to sit in there and be perfectly fine. I think we're just gonna, we'll try without the star and okay, maybe not. Yeah, no, I don't think you can. I think maybe if you at least curl up his knees a little bit. Oh no, because well, they can't go all the way. Yeah, no. You can't do too much with him inside the Prime. Like that, he can fit. Just you won't be able to. Yeah. Oh no, I dropped the Zodiac. But yeah, pretty much, you're not gonna be able to close the chest. From what I can understand, that it's like gimmick where he can ride inside Prime. Please don't take that out of context, but he can ride inside Prime. All that fun jazz and everything. But I'm gonna take out Hot Rod and knock the camera while I'm at it. I'm gonna put the Zodiac back in. Right there. That's where it sits. You just close, and then this is a bit difficult to do with my angle. But you have to get it locked in a specific way, like that. Then let's address the truck. It's your standard fare. Can fit in hot rod in there, whatever. Just take this off if you want to do anything with it, and then this just folds out. And then I'm gonna just grab something to tease it out. There we go. Yeah, the way I do it, it knocks them out of the whack like that, but it's okay. And then you have, put it in here, tab or peg, a little gun. You take this, fold this down, and put it right here, like so. And I don't think the instructions are super clear on this. No, they're not. They're not really clear on this. But pretty much, you're supposed to be able to have Hot Rod kind of just stay onto here, or something like that. I don't know. Oh, well, okay, we have something. We have something. Give me a moment. Yeah, you could get something to this kind of affair and it not work, at least from my experience. But yeah, we'll save that for the base mode. And real quick, I would do size comparisons, but what the hell do I compare them to? I can't even do the goddamn family photo. Oh well, I guess I have an idea that might be able to do. We have one small size comparison thing we can do. Don't worry about that. Spoiler now, $150, $550. Yeah. Alright, let's get the transformation. Alright, I have zero clue where this addendum is going to be placed in. But the flame sword effect and Megatron's flame. I am holding the camera with one hand, so I can't show you exactly putting it together. Give me a moment. I mean, it works. It looks ugly. Let me try something else. Don't ask how this dawned upon me. This thing is so heavy, but it's an actual, like, sword length. Unfortunately, it's dark. I might have a bright orange one. I might. Yeah. But just know that this is entirely possible. It's janky, but it could be done. I don't know where this is going to be added as an addendum. And here we have the flame version. This looks so much better. This looks so much better. Okay, this truck is so massive, I actually can't fit into frame. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's oh, I'm talking away from the mic. Well, yeah, no, that's insane. And we're not done yet. There's a peg over here. Big one. Take a big boy. And bam. And we're still not done. Go back to this little guy. Take him off. Fold this down. So it should be complete. And then I think we put him here. Yeah, that's where he goes. And this dude is not... I can't even say he's a truck at that point anymore. He's bro's a full-on mobile command center. All the wheels are pinned, so he rolls pretty nicely despite it being solid wood. No mouse pad. Or no desk mat, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts you can do that. Obviously the front of the truck here. Nice grilling detail, the mini wheels, the windows. Just everything here looks beautiful for its size. Treads don't actually work. They're on the fake rollers. Or like they're on rollers, but even then, my god. If a kid got this for Christmas, they would be so happy. They get so much for $150 for a Titan class. That's right. This is a Titan class. I forgot to mention that at the beginning, but here we are. For a Titan class, it's a little bit smaller than most of the Titan classes. This guy is well worth the $150. This is excluding if you guys have to pay for tariffs up the wazoo, taxes and all that. America's not great right now because of that. But I'm reviewing this based on an American, you know, what's the word? Viewership? No. But just based on like an American analysis. Like I'm an American full through and through. And I'm reviewing this product because I got it at my local Target, an American store. Or at least here in the States it's America. I don't know if it's worldwide. If it is, that'd be pretty cool though. But yeah, he's a chunky boy, chunky truck, and I love it. I'm all for it. So while we're here, let's take those aforementioned blast effects we mentioned earlier. We're gonna take some, put it here, put right here. I can't fit all of them. We're gonna take the big truck. Here, we're gonna toss it like this. So I'll fire off of that direction. And this one, what we can do is we'll just take one of these, plug it in like so. If I can aim. Here, I'll just do it like this. This one's a little warped. And this one's a little nicer. You can plug it in like so. And of course, take the big fat one. Ah, there we go. That's beautiful. This is gnarly, to say the least. I don't have really any other trucks to compare it to. Here, let's go to vehicle mode comparisons real quick. I guess starting off for comparison, here's Target Prime. Yeah, that's massive. That thing is massive. Jesus. And then last but absolutely not least, tiny little strong arm. Dear God, this thing is huge. This thing is massive. How? How do you contend with that? That's like a massive truck. Holy shit, dog. Alright. Let me talk to Mike. Without further ado, let's address the base mode. I'm gonna take all these off first. Yeah, I'm gonna take these off for now. For now, let's get to base mode. I hit my camera. Alright, so you're going to see this clip after the base mode is completed, but apparently I just learned this whole thing is roller. This entire segment is roller. What? I don't get it. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to question it. Well, after a struggle, that's the base mode. Also, something I figured out. I'm just going to do this right here on camera. Really quick. Something you do with Hot Rod, actually, is apparently you're supposed to undo the feed. Get everything around here. Like, kind of just secure his legs around it. A little bit like that. It's difficult to do on camera, but pretty much you want to do this. His arms folded while we're at it. And, the instructions are not super clear on this. Hold on. So what you're supposed to do is those blue pegs you see right there, they're supposed to go in between the cutouts for his legs. Like that. Sort of. Almost. Almost with that one anyways. I like that. You want to get them like that. And then you want to seal the deal. You want to just seal the deal. Like so. And then unless you accidentally knock the leg out of whack, which you gotta do that again. Basically you just set this up like so. Get this in there. They're supposed to reach in a sense. This thing is hard to do with the camera in front of you. Okay. You get the idea. You're supposed to lock them together. I'm going to do that off camera so I can see it. Okay, so I got it. And then you just want to close the little feet like that. And then now he can be secure on the little thing. And speaking of, apparently you can put the turret right around here. Move the arm out of the way because the arm gets in the way. Plug it in right about there, that little center spot, and then apparently you can have a turn. That's a neat little play feature. I think this was in the original version too. I don't know, but that's pretty cool. Of course, you could have him sitting here still, but I like that little thing of, oh, he's manning the turrets. He's trying to fire away the Decepticons or something. You know, have your play value right there. Have a little fun with it. You can, you know, just set them up like that. And then just whee. That's enjoyable. A kid would love that. A kid would most absolutely love that. And really, at this point, this is just a playset mode right here. Have to get this back together. What you can do here, also in truck mode, but I feel like doing it in robot mode, is that you can have this little guy come in like so. And it's a really cute little playset feature. You know, you have a little MicroMaster, can go all around. You can give Prime his BFG. Like that. And just, pretty much you could do whatever. Whole thing's a platform on its own. Like that. It's a little jank for me, personally. But you can make it work. Here, I'm going to move the camera back a bit. And you can make this work. It's a cute little playset feature. Here's what we could do. Put the big blast effects on here, like so. Like, oh, he's firing away. Yada yada, I got multiple turrets. This is better than Victory Saber's base mode, funnily enough. This is a lot better. A lot more, like, well-constructed, in my opinion. Then what you can do is have the little turret firing here. Like so. Pew, pew, pew. Cheeky blast effects, cheeky sound effects not included. Turn it here. I can't fit the full thing in frame. You get the idea. You sort of get the idea. Like that, and then just do this. Although it's gonna knock it to his arm, so you can have it just like turn around, yada yada, fire away at the Decepticons, as you normally do as an Autobot. You start killing Decepticons. That's kind of the whole shtick. And it's a really well thought out. Well thought out might be a bit of an overstatement, but it's like, for what they did back then, this is like, oh, you get the most value out of your toy, like that. And this thing's $150, and you still get a lot of value out of it. This is the most valued Titan class to my knowledge. And that's insane to think about. Well, it's the most valuable one I own. This one you get the bang for your buck. You get a lot of accessories. You get a micro guy to go with it. And all that. Honestly, there's nothing wrong. I think, other than, God, what would be a con for this? I guess the only con is the eyes. But that's like a fixable thing. That you can fix, no problem. Other than that, yeah. I think I'm going to end the review like this. It's just funny to look at the whole, like, base mode and everything, how that's working out. Yeah. There's no comparison to make for this. It's just big base. Just big base. And honestly, this is like the coolest thing. I guess, well, you can't really put the flaming sword thing anywhere, but I don't think you're supposed to anyways. I'll just put it in right here for storage. Cool. If you have any other tiny guys, you can have them play around on this thing. It's fantastic for what it is. This figure gets a 9.7 out of 10, and That means a lot to me, because the only con I have is the eyes looking dead, and I just fixed that with some paint. There's gonna be people complaining that, oh, it's too hollow or something like that. Oh, it doesn't feel, there's not everything's filled in. I'm like, you're dealing with a playset. You've got a playset in your hands right here. Sure, not everyone's gonna display the base mode. I don't think anyone does, anyways, for that matter. But for a kid who's gonna buy this, this is a big thing for them. This is a bonus. This is a Christmas gift right here. This is 2025 Christmas gift material. That's how good it is. Got a tiny little truck and store other things in here. A little base to move around in. I think this is the best base mode that I own, actually. And then, like, all that chunkiness, like, even with the hollow space, because the hollow space is perfectly intended and engineered that way. It is on purpose. Chest has some hollowness to fit Hot Rod in. Legs have hollowness to fit basically the truck, and everything you can fit in there. You can fit stuff in the truck and shove it in here still. That's insane. That's insane value. And, you know, blast effects are always a plus to me, so of course I'm going to keep that. Of course I'm going to harp about it. This thing is fantastic. This is deserving of the basically 9.7 out of 10. The 0.3 coming from the eyes being dead looking, and you could just fix that with some basic acrylic paint. The acrylic paint idea, I got it from MGO, so shout out to him and his arts and crafts video on this figure for that. But I'm going to end the video here just to kind of show that if you're like a parent or like an uncle or an aunt, you're trying to get something for your kid, for your niece, nephew, whatever. I say niece and nephew because, you know, they might be into the big robots and all that. Who cares? Pretty much, if you're trying to get this for a child, this is like a 10 out of 10. Would highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Purchase this. A kid's gonna love it. They're gonna get everything out of it, from big robot to big truck to a decent playset. Looks wonky as all hell. Looks goofy, but honestly, it's worth it. It is 100% worth it. With an asterisk, because international purchasing is an issue. And I'm not well read in type of stuff. I'm sorry, but like, I know it is a struggle for everyone outside of the United States. And even in the United States, it is a pretty damn big struggle. If you're able to get your hands on this set, especially if you're doing it for someone else as like a gift, they're going to be happy with it. I'm guaranteeing that. They're absolutely going to be happy with this. I know I'm happy with it, and I'm just collecting. I showed this to, like, let's say, because I go to church, right? I showed this to some kids at church. I'll show them a picture of this. They're going to think this looks cool. I can guarantee that. I can absolutely guarantee that. But yeah. I'm probably going to make an edit in the beginning of the video, but I'll say it here at the end as well. I won't be posting in the week of the Thanksgiving holiday, because it's a holiday and I want to do other things instead of making videos. Shocker, I know. But the next week or the week after, I'm gonna correct myself, grammar always sound horrible. The week after, there should be a video like normal, because we're getting into December already. And yeah, I might okay, so next year in January I might do like a top 10 figures so far. I gotta do 2025 because like some figures I got don't belong in 2025, as in when they released, and I kind of just want to reflect on my collection like journey from when I started, you know, getting into collecting as a hobby, seriously, which is like during the pandemic, which was the worst time to do so. And then just kind of gush about whatever I got at the time and like look back at it, because this channel is 5.5 years old. Yeah, no, that's a surprise to some. This channel's 5.5 years old or something like that. May 2020, the middle of the pandemic, is when I started this YouTube channel, or at least when I started uploading anyways. And 5 years is a lot to look back upon. It's a lot to look back. And I am at 620 something subscribers. I am sorry, I haven't really addressed anything other than 300 subscriber unboxing, whatever. I don't know how to really like celebrate it. I don't know how. I'm just so overwhelmed with joy that like 620 something people decide to subscribe to my channel and see what I post. That's it's a humbling experience. It's a humbling thought. Like, damn, people actually want to watch what I make, what I post. That's, you know, brings me down back to earth, and I like that. And it makes me feel joy that with every video I make and put my effort and heart and soul into, there's at least some people that want to watch it. Some of my videos go to 12K views. Like, I think it was the Monster Arts -1 heat rate Godzilla. That one went up so high. I think it's at 21K. I don't know. I haven't checked the analytics of that lately, but that tells me that people enjoy what I post. And even though this is the usual YouTuber garbage truck and the blast effect fell, I say this now with a lot of sincerity. If you like what you saw in this video, if you like me talking about it, especially me rambling about stuff or whatever, come check out my streams. I ramble there too whenever I can if I'm not too tired. You know, check out my other videos. Look at my past. Look at my past videos and see how much has changed from when I started back in May 2020 with Fire Emblem Heroes content of all things to where I am now. That is a journey, I can guarantee you. Good journey, bad journey, I don't know. All I can tell you that it's a journey. 5 years of doing YouTube. Wow. And now I'm gonna say this part with all sincerity, even though it's like the usual jargon that people don't like to hear. Y'all enjoyed anything? Y'all like the content you see? I'm repeating myself again. I know that. I'm getting to my point. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know. You can interact with me on my social medias. It's in my profile anyway, so I think you can just find me there if you want to shoot me a message or like comment on one of my posts or whatever. Cool. But yeah. How do I end this off? I think I'll end it off like this. If you're gonna get this set for someone, I guarantee you, even though they might not know who Star Convoy is, I'm broken by anything. Well, they might not know who Star Convoy is. They might know the origin about it. They might not know about the 13. They might just think, oh, either a cool Optimus Prime or just a big giant robot. They will be happy with this. I'm fairly certain. I'm pretty certain. I know I am. And I hope that kind of reflects the overall tone of my voice in this video. Even if like I'm going through like a hard day, or you're going through a hard day too, you know. It depends. I hope y'all enjoy just me rambling nonstop. I can't get enough of this figure. I can't get enough of this toy. I think this has to be one of those purchases where it's like $150 and it's an egregious amount of money to me and to many people, honestly. But I can guarantee you with utmost certainty that it is certainly worth it. This figure warrants its price, and if you can get it on sale, even better. You get this for like $100, that's fantastic. You save $50 right there, cool. But this is one of those ones where it is absolutely 100% with all certainty worth the MSRP, worth the initial release price. I can guarantee you that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you all enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday or whatever holiday, whatever tradition you celebrate. I don't know. I don't really care if there's like specifics of what you do. As long as you are enjoying yourself, and do it. Celebrate. Have fun. Be happy. That's what my church tells me anyways. Be happy. And in these tough times in the world right now, it is tough to be happy, but if you try to look for the happiness, even in the smallest amount of things, you're going to be happy. I can say that firsthand. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, which should be in December. Take care.